Hello, my name is Tanay Tiwari and welcome to Buzz This Week, a show that brings you all the latest news with some memes around आपका और हमारा
बचपन का प्यार
cricket right here. इस हफ्ते भी लाए हैं on the show this week. IPL 2021 is back. The 100, not bad. Learnings from Sri Lanka versus India and England versus India. Changes incoming. IPL 2021's remainder will kickstart in the UAE come September 19th with the game between Chennai Super Kings and Mumbai Indians in Dubai. Coincidentally, it's the same date as the start of IPL 2020 last year with the same game. Chennai Super Kings taking on the Mumbai Indians. There will be 31 games played, 7 double headers, with the final taking place on 15th of October. Now the worry there is not perhaps the drying pitches in the UAE, which will be tired with a lot of cricket, with PSL first, now the IPL, and then the T20 World Cup as well. It will be the tiring players, especially Indian players who will start playing the Test Series come August 4th in England. The Test Series ends on 14th of September. In 5 days, IPL 2021 starts. They have to take the flight out of the UK to the UAE and start playing high-intensity T20 cricket. The IPL ends on 15th of October. The qualifiers for the T20 World Cup start on 17th of October. The group stages start on the 24th of October, which means that they will have just over a week to turn things around and start playing high-intensity T20 cricket again. बोलने में थक गया हूं मैं, खेलने में कितना थक जाएंगे Indian players. All that we can hope for is for no injuries, because this is going to be a very busy season for all these cricketers. What are your thoughts on this scheduling? Could this have been done better, or there was no time at all? How can the cricketers cope up with it? Let's start some conversations. Hashtag Buzz This Week on Twitter. 100 balls make one innings. There are no overs. There are only 5 set of 5 balls. A bowler can either bowl one set of 5 balls or 2 consecutive sets of 5s from the same end. The ends change at the end of every 10 overs. A no ball is worth 2 runs and a free hit, and slow over rate is penalized by getting 1 extra fielder inside the 30-yard circle. The 100 was very complicated to start with, but let me put it this way. Just like one of those strange dishes back at home, Mummy ne bana ke diya, maybe it's not looking as good or isn't named as good, you'll go at it and say, I'm not gonna have it. And then when you have it, you go like, not bad. The 100 is, while it's complicated, don't get me wrong, it's still complicated, it's not that bad. Especially the quality of cricket that is on offer in at least the initial stages of the 100, it's been impeccable. It's still a little difficult to understand, not only for new viewers, but also for viewers who watch this game for so long. But the way it's going on, it's entertaining. Some of the rules there, especially with the over rate and with the no ball, it's really good for cricket, and perhaps the other formats can adapt to this. But don't get me wrong, as I've kept repeating this does seem complicated, especially for anyone who's watched cricket for a very long time. Just because there's no concept of overs in this game, it's tough to keep a gauge on the tempo of the game, because there are no run rates on the average number of runs per ball, which makes it difficult to gauge the tempo of the game, at least for now. But the cricketing standard has been really high in the initial days in the 100, and guess who's setting that bar really high? In a competition with the biggest of hitters, it's Lil J from India. Jemima Rodriguez scored 92 not out of 43 in a crunch chase for the Northern Superchargers and won them the game. Not only that, she won the hearts of internet as well, which lapped up Lil J in appreciation. हमारी इंडियन एथलीट्स चाहे यूके के क्रिकेट ग्राउंड में हो या टोक्यो के एथलेटिक एरिना में, झंडे गाड़ना बहुत अच्छे से जानती है. In what started off seeming like a dull series, the Sri Lanka versus India ODI series ended up being pretty interesting. India won the first ODI comfortably. In the second one, Deepak Chahar, with his all-round abilities showing traces of his mentor MS Dhoni, took the game deep and won it for India with the bat. Sri Lanka though stormed back in the third ODI to win it. The result notwithstanding, the one man who made this series a treat to watch was Suryakumar Yadav. I mean, the way he bats, those wrists, that placement, that awareness of the tempo of the game regardless of the format, I mean, Suryakumar Yadav in the last 2 years has been in such impeccable form that if I had a penny for every time a Suryakumar shot made me go wow, आज मैं भी शायद स्पेस जा रहा होता बेजोस भैया के साथ. But sadly, not for me. But Suryakumar Yadav, in his maiden ODI series in the international cricket, has won the Man of the Series award, and why not? Just the kind of display that he puts up with his shots is incredible, and he deserves all the praises for that. There were other learnings from the series too. Deepak Chahar's all-round form, the struggle for Hardik Pandya in both the departments, batting, bowling, both of them. Then Rahul Chahar outspinning not only Sri Lankan bowlers, but also at times Yuzi Chahal. What are your learnings from India's white ball performance in that ODI series? Tell us using #BuzzThisWeek on Twitter. Aapka assessment Sri Lanka versus India ka kuch bhi ho. How do you assess this welcome back for one of India's favourites? Rishabh Pant joined Team India in Durham after testing negative for COVID-19 and is now ready for selection. Full gaje baje male ke saath swagat hua Rishabh Pant ka. But all of that was just off the field, because on the field, someone vying for his place, KL Rahul, scored a fantastic century in that warm-up game. Ravindra Jadeja shone with his all-round abilities again, and this Team India is looking very strong. It's only going to get stronger though. How, you ask? Shubman Gill is injured, Washington Sundar is injured, as is Avesh Khan after that practice game. As a result of which, the injury replacements flying into England for Team India are Prithvi and Suryakumar Yadav. What a turnaround it has been for both of them. Suryakumar Yadav making flights to all forms of international cricket now for India, and Prithvi having been dropped after that first test match in Adelaide in Australia in December is now back in the reckoning as well. And all the Team India can hope for is for all of them to perform well, but yeah, selection headaches to lessen a little. I mean, look at the talent pool around. कैसे बनाएंगे आप अपनी 11? It's going to be difficult. Headaches there were in West Indies as well, as the second ODI between West Indies and Australia had to be postponed because of a COVID case. But later it was found out none of the players had tested positive, which meant that the second ODI can now go ahead as scheduled after that postponement. But Australia's headaches in the West Indies don't seem to be lessening. They are struggling in the white ball without their premium players, and that is a headache that doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon. Your Buzz challenge for this week is to name one Indian player from the IPL who can go to the 100 and excel. Now, the player can be uncapped or capped. Which one player do you think can really do well in the 100? I will tell you my pick. My pick, as you know, has to be Suryakumar Yadav. Just the way he's batting, he can ace any format. मतलब गली क्रिकेट से लेकर टेस्ट क्रिकेट तक कहीं भी बिठा दो सूर्यकुमार यादव को, he'll do well. Which is your pick? Tell us using #BuzzThisWeek, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. हम इंतजार करेंगे. आप भेज दीजिए. That's all on this episode of Buzz This Week. Until next week, though, we leave you with a presentation that we prepared for the sport that all of us love. Here goes.
जाने मेरी जाने मन बचपन का प्यार मेरा भूल नहीं जाना रे चस्सा मेरा प्यार है जान तुझे किया है बचपन का प्यार मेरा भूल नहीं जाना रे.
See you next week for more on our बचपन का प्यार cricket right here on Buzz This Week.